My name is Lisa Lundy. I'm a motivational speaker, a mother, and the author of the Super Allergy Girl Allergy and Celiac Cookbook. Here to talk to you about why is the gluten-free diet becoming so popular? Well, there's a number of reasons. The first reason is what is old is new. And this is happening in many fields, not just the field of specialty foods or diets and health. Over 2,500 years ago, Hippocrates, who's considered to be the Greek physician, who's the father of medicine, who wrote about many things, talked about how food could actually injure human health. Now, Hippocrates did say, well, obviously food's not going to injure everyone, but for some people, food had the ability to injure people. You can read more about the history of food allergies and what worldwide credentialed and respected physicians said about how diets and altering diets could be used to improve health on my website in a free downloadable paper. The second reason so what is old is new. The second reason people are finding the gluten-free diet to be helpful is because many people in the United States, in fact millions of people, are sick and tired of being sick and tired. So people are looking for alternatives to medications and to feeling sick and tired. And one of the best ways that people can do that is by looking at what they eat and how what they eat makes them feel. The third reason is that in America, mainstream medicine physicians recognize the power and impact of special diets on particular health conditions. For example, for children who fail on seizure medication, or the multitude of seizure medications to be more accurate, physicians often place those children on a special diet known as the ketogenic diet. It's a very special, highly controlled diet, but it does work in many instances to either reduce or completely resolve seizures in children. Another example of diets that physicians use is the low oxalate diet. For many decades, people have used a gluten-free, dairy-free diet for schizophrenia, for autism spectrum disorders, for ADD and ADHD, and many other health issues. So there is recognition in mainstream medicine that diet, in some cases, is the only option that actually works for people. The fourth reason is that we are getting many, many more people diagnosed with a condition called celiac disease. We have about 3 million people that we have yet to get diagnosed with celiac disease. So you'll want to know more about celiac and to see if that's one of the underlying conditions that you have. But one reason for growth in popularity of the gluten-free diet is we are actually getting people who require a gluten-free diet for their health and longevity and just to stay alive, diagnosed with celiac disease. There's another condition, the fifth reason that there's growth, is we have people who have what's called gluten intolerance. Gluten intolerance is separate and distinct from celiac disease, but still the treatment is the same. People are required to use a gluten-free diet if they are gluten intolerant or intolerant to gluten. And in the United States, there's an estimated 18 to 20 million people who are suspected to be gluten intolerant. So we've got a lot of people who are looking at the gluten-free diet as a way to maintain health and well-being. Something that you should know about gluten, and actually one of the reasons for the growth and popularity, is that gluten, we now know scientifically, I should say, that gluten is the size of a molecule that can actually cross the blood-brain barrier into the brain, which is something that isn't supposed to happen. I mean, it happens with gluten because gluten can pass through the blood-brain barrier, but the blood-brain barrier is there to keep things from entering into your brain. 98% of the pharmaceutical drugs on the market today cannot pass through or cross through the blood-brain barrier into the brain, but gluten can. That means it's one of those things that has an ability to affect some people. Now, gluten doesn't affect everyone, and it certainly doesn't affect the people it affects in the same way. Some people it affects their cognitive processing, their ability to keep track of what they're doing, showing up as an ADD or an ADHD type of thing. Other people are affected in their emotional state, and other people are affected in behaviors, depression and whatnot. So it's a size of a molecule that actually can get into the brain, and that's one of the reasons that we know scientifically that it affects some people. The next reason that there's a growth in the gluten-free diet's popularity is because people like me, parents like me, have found that a gluten-free, dairy-free, in some cases other gluten-free diet can make a huge difference in their children's well-being. I didn't know 10 years ago when we embarked on the gluten-free diet, and I thought that I had invented the concept that diet could be used to resolve ADD and ADHD. I had no idea that there was a plethora of medical research studies and organizations and groups that had been using the gluten-free diet, dairy-free diet, and other allergen-free diet for many, many decades, let alone 2,500 years. So it is kind of funny that I thought I had discovered it, but no, parents like me, and we don't do things because we have nothing better to do. I have a business in addition to taking care of my 3 children, and I'm a speaker, and I work with a lot of nonprofits and organizations in a leadership capacity. So there's lots of things I could be doing with my time. I only do what's really absolutely necessary. So more and more people, the bottom line, are waking up to the fact that they can use a gluten-free and or dairy-free or specialty diet to resolve their health issues. For a free downloadable summary of what we just talked about, you can go to my website, and you can also download other free documents, recipes, tip sheets, all things to help you have a healthy and great life. Please visit www.thesuperallergycookbook.com. Thank you and have a great life.